Hi, it's Tim Beecham. We're in Dunedin, Florida, and we're watching Show Us Your Cat on Joyrider TV.
Yes, hello, it's Joe here for Joyrider TV, and yes, you are watching Show Us Your Cat on Joyrider TV. Firstly, thanks to Tim for that strong introduction. Great to be going back to Florida again, and we're looking forward to seeing your boat in action on today's episode of Show Us Your Cat. So Show Us Your Cat is of course the program on Joyrider TV every Sunday where we take a trip around the world looking at your boats and where it is that you sail them. If you'd like to be featured in an upcoming episode of Show Us Your Cat, then yes, it is possible. Just stay tuned until the end and I'll give you some more information about that at that time. But for now, let's jump in and have a look at what we're featuring this week on this week's Show Us Your Cat on Joyrider TV. Okay, so we're starting off this week by heading to Belgium. We're going to Ophoven, to Maasplassen, where we have William and Michael, a father and son team who are sailing a Mystère F16 catamaran. Great choice. As we can see here, the Mystère is not like the more modern Formula 16s, which have a slightly wider beam and dagger boards in the hulls. This Mystère features the skeg hulls for much lower maintenance and easier sailing. They've had this bad boy for one season, and before that they had the Nacra Inter 18, which is where they really learnt their catamaran sailing skills. But as we can see here, it's got a jib which is on a furler, very convenient, and it's got these sport wings which are absolutely fantastic for getting a bit more weight out of the boat and great for sending it. And you don't have to trapeze if you don't fancy it, but your weight is still getting outboard. Here we can see William and Michael absolutely sending their Mystère. In fact, sending it so hard that yes, we're going down the mine shaft with a magnificent pitch pole. Great job there. I think possibly that pitch pole might have been avoided just by getting a bit further back on the trapeze, or perhaps playing a bit more main sheet. As I've said before, by playing more main sheet, you've got a better gauge of where the edge is. But thanks very much for sending in those pictures and video, and I hope you have some great sailing still to come this year in Belgium. Next, it's time to check back in with our roving reporter Jeff, who I believe has gone back to Florida for some more. Over to you, Jeff.
Yo, Joe. I was really lucky that my 15-year-old qualified to swim in the Junior Olympics, which meant I got to make another trip to Florida. But a hurricane on the East Coast ruined my plans to sail with Robin, so I packed up my cameras and headed to the west coast of Florida to sail with Tim Beecham and his friends Ron and Ray. Tim's previous Hobie 16 was featured in episode 8 of Show Us Your Cat. I'd like to take you for a ride on Tim's current ride, a 1984 Hobie 16 that Tim rebuilt. The classic blue prism sails look pretty good for their age, wouldn't you say? I met Tim a bit after noon at the Dunedin Honeymoon Island Causeway. This is a cat sailor's paradise with beautiful clear water, a shallow sloped sandy beach, and easy access to the Gulf of Mexico and intercoastal waterway. Tim already had the boat set up when I got there, but before we hopped on and headed out to the Gulf with Ron on the Supercat and Ray on the G-Cat, Ron gave a quick tour of his toy box.
Fastest stand-up paddleboard that's out there.
You can also sail backwards.
You see there's a mast base on there. I like to, so you know they have sailboards you can sail. I'm sorry, they have paddleboards you can put a sail on. The problem is they don't work very well. So I designed something I could sail and paddle. Yeah. It primarily is good for sailing.
Yeah, that looks right. I'm sure every sailing junkie can appreciate this sailing workshop on wheels. What can you tell us about the Supercat or G-Cat, Joe?
Well, I didn't actually know anything about the Supercat or the G-Cat before, but I have looked them up. And what I could say about the Supercat 17 is it's got a very innovative hull shape. It's like a skeg hull where the deepest section is actually quite far forwards. So when you're sailing upwind, you get your weight further forwards, engaging that deep section very efficient. You can see it's got a very clever self-tacking jib system there, which is actually mounted flat on the front beam. But if anybody can tell me what that pole is for, coming forwards from the front beam and hooking up to the bridle wires, I would be very interested. Back to you, Jeff.
While it was a gorgeous 85-degree day and lots of fun, we were only blessed with 7 to 10 knot winds. Tim expertly guided us out of the bay and down the beach towards the Clearwater Pier. This was a real thrill for me because I'd only ever been on a catamaran on inland lakes. The chop and swells weren't bad at all, but were still a bit more than what I normally see. I like the way Tim set up his jib travelers so much that I'm blatantly copying this setup on the Sea Scout's boat that I'm nearly done refurbishing. Things got a little exciting when Ray was out on the trap flying a haul and his stainless steel dog bone broke, dropping him unceremoniously in the Gulf of Mexico and dumping his boat over on one hull. Once we established he was okay, I was excited at the opportunity to jump in and help him right his cat.
You want me to help you pull it up?
But Ray insisted on demonstrating a technique that you showed us, Joe, using a bag of water and some blocks to raise it up to give additional leverage for the solo sailor to bring the mast back upright. With my plans to sail with Robin, Steve, and Eric on the East Coast all dashed by the hurricane, Tim really saved my trip by taking me for a joyride on his beautiful Hobie 16. When you finally make it over to the States, you've got to catch up with Tim for a joyride of your own. Tim has promised to arrange for Vasiliki-style beans to be on tap for your visit.
Yeah, thanks very much for that, Jeff. Another great report. Do check out gearreport.com to see what Jeff gets up to the rest of the time when he's not out and about looking at catamarans for Show Us Your Cat. So, if you would like to be featured in an upcoming episode of Show Us Your Cat, then all you need to do is email me with pictures of your boat, perhaps some video of your boat. Give me an explanation of where it is that you go sailing, what sort of sailing it is that you like to do, who you go sailing with. All the information of where you need to email stuff is in the description below. Of course, the September speed stick may be finished. If you didn't see the final results video, check that out. But the global speed stick and the Hobie 16 speed stick is still ongoing. And if you hadn't got the memo, what we're going to be doing is resetting those speed sticks at the end of the year. So then we'll start a brand new 2021 speed stick. We'll be archiving the overall results, but then starting a fresh one. So there is a little bit more of a chance of getting into that elusive top 10, which is getting quite tight these days. Again, if you'd like to be a part of that and get involved, just check it out in the description below, where there's all the information that you need if you want to get on the speed stick. The season has finished here now. Of course, you're like, but there's still boats on the water. That's because I filmed this on Friday while we were still open in the last couple of days of the season. but it's been an absolutely fantastic, albeit short season here at Wildwind, with more wind than we thought we needed. But yes, we used it. Do take the opportunity to dig into the archives from this year and from last year as well, where there's been a lot of videos on Joyrider TV, tutorials, action and other stuff. If you're not yet subscribed to Joyrider TV, I think now's the time to hit the button. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks to everybody who's been supporting Joyrider TV, either through Patreon or if you've bought something from the Total Joyrider online store. It's all been going to a good cause. One of these good causes was the new microphone, which you may have seen in the video on Monday, where the sound quality was premium, no wind noise at all. So that is a major breakthrough. So thanks very much to everybody who's been supporting the channel and helping getting hold of such things. Anyway, there'll be more coming up soon on Joyrider TV. Just because the season has finished, it doesn't mean that Spice production is stopped on Arrakis. We are going to be back very soon with some more. That's we, meaning I, on Joyrider TV. So thanks very much, and stay safe out there.